This is actually going to be a pretty interesting show, I think. We're going to be battling these big trees in the background that are laying in the water. We're breaking out the 10-pound fire line. That's pretty heavy-duty stuff for a jig rod. I'm with Korey Sprengel. We're up on the Ontonagon River in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. This is going to be a fun one to watch, folks. The fish are going to be wild and woolly, Uber-style fish. So come with us and let's go for the next bite.
Just looking for the next bite, next bite, next bite. Just looking for the next bite. Yes, we
We'll continue to show you the next bite.
Muddy water, tons of hazards, and great big walleyes.
You must have really smacked
He
it
just,
too, huh?
throttled it. You know, these fish don't mess around in that wood.
That is what professional tournament anglers and Mercury Pro teammates, Gary Parsons and Korey Sprengel, are in the thick of.
Right here where they should be.
You know?
On the Ontonagon River in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, Gary and Korey are checking out two different possible patterns, the first of which is exploring deep drop-offs in the bends of the river.
We've got to be like right on the edge of a cliff-type drop-off or the edge of the rock.
Yeah, because it's weird. We're not getting snagged at all.
Yeah. Oh, I got one, Korey.
Got him, Gary?
It's not too bad of a fish, Korey.
You need the neck?
Yeah, I think so. I just saw him. He looks like he might be around 17 inches or so.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you, that was weird. We were both looking at the graph and trying to figure out what that was.
Thinking it's wood, but we're not getting snagged in.
Right.
It's got to be rock.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. He's long, he's not real fat, but it's a nice fish. And no one up here. I mean, this is kind of like all to ourselves. It's pretty cool.
In addition to drop-offs, the second pattern is jigging the partially submerged brush and trees right offshore. And after just a few short hours, it's clear that this is where the biggest walleyes are holding.
Oh, this is a good fish, Korey.
Is it?
Oh, he
yeah.
just smoked it. Wow. There he is. Nice!
Look at that one.
Look at that, Korey. Feel like I'm bass fishing, but we're only catching big ones.
That's a beauty right there.
Wow. What a nice fish.
I heard that twang in your line. I knew it was a big one.
You just went thwack, and I mean, I hit, and I was like, it goes, wow, look at where I caught him, too.
Perfect.
Right in the nose.
He wasn't coming off.
Nope. Whew. But he thump it. Now that is not an expected fish for a little river. Well, this isn't really a little river, but for a river like this, it's awesome. We're gonna let him go. We've got a lot of wood to be
Yeah, we just
searching
got
around.
started here.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a spot, Korey.
Yeah.
When we've been fishing the river system, we've been using two main patterns. The first pattern is where the current carves out a deeper hole on the outside bends of the rivers. You're not looking at a lot of big fish in those spots. We've been catching a lot of smaller fish, 13 to 20-inch fish. We haven't got any of the big boys there. The money spots, the big fish spots, have been the series of trees. Sometimes they're on the outsides of the river bends, sometimes they're right alongside the channel where there's a little bit deeper water. So we look for those spots. They're easy to see, obviously. That tree behind me is a good example of a good area. The tree sticking out, it creates a current break. In front of the tree on the upstream side, there's a little pocket, and the fish are laying in there, and they lay right around the tip. If the current's not real strong in some areas, they'll lay right around the tip. So we bring the boat right around and we catch fish there. Then right in front of me here, behind that tree, is another little back eddy area. Seems like it's a little pocket. We've been pitching to those areas or sometimes vertical jigging right through them and getting some really big fish. The bite isn't fast and furious. I don't know any big fish bite that is. But if you're willing to put the time in, man, the bites are ferocious and the fish are huge, and battle is on because you've got to pull them out of the timber. They fight really hard. So it's a really cool situation. It's a fun way to fish a river.
The next bite is brought to you by Mercury, #1 on the water. Amsoil, performance for serious adventure. Tracker boats, fish the finest. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Berkeley, catch more fish. Mustad, stay sharper longer. Lowrance, find, navigate, dominate. Motor Guide trolling motors engineered for anglers. Strike King, legacy of domination for 50 years. And Power Pole, swift, silent, secure. Now focused solely on jigging the complex structure lining the banks of Michigan's Ontonagon River. A major factor in getting the most out of each cast is durability in Gary and Korey's presentation for these midsummer walleyes. In this case, artificials paired with weedless jig heads are the ticket to the big fish show.
Getting them on this little gulp tail.
I think it's time for me to switch
Yeah,
up
you
here.
might need to take a look at putting one of these on.
Watermelon pearl?
Yeah, that's what
4-inch
this
crawler?
one is, yeah.
Got it.
As less time rebaiting or even retying means more time casting, especially when navigating such heavy cover.
What we're doing here today is pretty standard on any body of water to catch walleyes. Pitching jigs or even vertical jigging. What we're pitching them into or vertical jigging around is a little bit different story. A heavy brush, heavy wood. When you use conventional jigs, you're gonna get snagged a lot, lose a lot of jigs, and spend a lot of time retying. So what we went to is a weedless jig. The little plastic keeper on it, and in the 1/4 ounce size, 3/8 ounce what we've been going to. One of the shapes that's really done well for us is the 4-inch gulp crawler. It has a ton of action, not quite that big a profile. The other tail that's probably been working the best, especially for big fish, is this 4-inch gulp minnow. It has a lot bigger profile than that 4-inch gulp crawler, especially for big fish, but I think the biggest reason is we have a really dirty water. This gives it a lot bigger profile. It's easy for those fish to find the bait, and I mean, they absolutely explode on this bait. It's a big bait, but they inhale it. So much easier for them to find. Another presentation we've been going to, it's probably my favorite. It's not typical in the walleye world, but this is a 6-inch power lizard. It has a lot bigger profile, a lot of water movement, helps those fish find that bait, especially in that dirty water. I have it rigged here on a 1/2 ounce football jig with a big 5-aught hook. I Texas rig it, so almost weedless, tuck that point behind there. It's super snag free. You can go over that timber nice but have great hookups with that big hook so you can really power those fish out of that timber.
This
Keep 'em
one's
on the tree,
big.
man. Keep them on the tree.
There he is.
Keep it out of the tree. Keep it out of the tree.
Oh, no.
Got your jig here. Keep it out of the tree. Oh, God, where is he? Get on out. He's on the other side, Korey. Go! Oh, Korey, look at that. Where'd it go, buddy? Oh, this is like combat fishing, man.
It's a hand-to-hand combat. Oh man. I thought when I see him in that timber, 6 inches down, just fighting away, I thought for sure there's no way he was gonna stay on.
Oh, look at that. Oh, your other rod had the jig in the net, and I thought, heck with it. I could see you had it almost up to the surface.
Oh, he wasn't coming off either. Man.
I could tell the way you were fighting. I said, get out of the tree, because I could see you was going right in it.
There's so much timber down there, you're going up and down, up and down. Finally you go down, all of a sudden, bam, that thing just crushed it.
Oh, is that awesome? Oh, you got it on the 4-inch tail, huh?
Yeah, I mean, ever since we came up with, that they wanted a little bit bigger profile.
Yeah.
And that emerald shiner color, I mean, it's been paying off, that's for sure.
That's for sure. That is a good fish.
All right, let's get them back and get another one.
It's hard work because you're just kind of slipping through the trees and stuff, but it's fun when one of those big ones thump you.
Especially when you get a little bit of excitement, like getting them in that big log like that.
See you, buddy.
There he goes.
Oh man, that was exciting.
The Real Deal, real fishing information from real fishing experts, presented by Amsoil.
A new hook that I'm really excited about is the KVD Elite Series Barbless Treble. This is a 4/0 size here, and that's kind of why I'm excited for pike and muskies. A lot of places that I fish, it's actually regulated that you go barbless. And especially when you're on pike fisheries where you're just dealing with a lot of fish, there's several reasons to go barbless. One of them simply handling. You're handling a lot of fish during the course of a day, and it's so much easier to get these barbless hooks back out of a fish. The other problem that can occur, of course, is if you get one in your finger or hand or wherever, and you've got that barbless deal, so you just pop it back out. Much easier for that. Now this is ultra point technology, so super sharp and hard. You don't have to worry about banging on rocks. You're not going to get this hook back in and have it peened over. Don't have to get the file out all the time. And then the other thing, just this triple grip design. If there's a hook that you're going to use to go barbless, this is what you want. This 10-degree angle in, that just gets in there and gaffs that fish. You really, in experience with these trebles out there, you just have less of an issue with them shaking off. I don't care if they're jumping or whatever. So overall, you're going to have better penetration, you're going to hook more fish, and of course you're going to be adhering to regulations in a lot of cases. This is really an exciting hook and something that we're going to see not only for pike where it's regulated, but also for muskies. And these do come in the bigger sizes, size 8 all the way on up to 4/0. The only thing I want is maybe some 8/0s.
You know, this fishing log jams in rivers is really an overlooked technique in a lot of American rivers. I can think of so many rivers that have this stuff, and usually you drive right by it because it's so tough to fish. But if you've got the proper equipment, it's not that bad. What we have right now is a nice jam. There's a deep hole in front of it. I'm vertical jigging it. Korey's pitching to it right now. And I dropped the power pole down in about 7 feet of water, so it's stuck the back end of the boat. And then at an angle, I took the XI5 and I put it in anchor mode, so it holds us in the position where we can work this area real thoroughly. And when it comes time to drift around it, I just pull up the old power pole and we kind of just mosey around till we find another good area and we drop one or both. Sometimes we're just shallow enough, we just use the power pole, and sometimes we just use the XI5. So those two pieces of equipment are quite new pieces of equipment, but for fishing this stuff, they're incredibly effective. Oh, get back. Korey, I got a good one. I got a big fish.
Oh yeah.
Holy man. Get out of that wood. The first time he must have missed it or something. I kind of like jiggled it and he just came back, walloped it. Oh, I haven't seen him yet. He is a big fish. He grabbed the tail and missed. Oh, got him. I didn't think you had him, man.
Just ate that.
Look at that fish. You know, I dropped it and it felt like he picked up the tail and I set the hook and there's nothing there. And I dropped it down and I went like this, doot, doot, and I went, whack.
I think he got it.
Looks like he got it.
Oh,
Holy man.
he wasn't coming off.
No, that's a Danny. I'm gonna put the pole down here.
I mean, for how dirty a water it is, I can't believe that nice coloration that they got going on. Nice green and
fish.
yellow.
Yeah. That was kind of an exciting one because I was pretty sure it was a fish, but not positive because there's so many branches and stuff. You kind of work them through there and yeah, oh, miss. Ah, darn it. I thought, God, that was a fish. Whoonk! It was so cool.
Then they just drill it in that timber like that.
Yeah.
Matching the hatch is a saying that you will hear a lot from most experienced anglers. So while being snagless as possible is key to this bite, the colors of crawlers and minnows that Gary and Korey are using were chosen, at least initially, because shiners are a prevalent bait fish for the area they are fishing.
Heck yeah.
I say initially because it's always important to also remember to let the fish tell you what they want.
I didn't take too long.
Couple live marinade.
But that being said, Korey's tournament fishing mentality has him placing his faith in some additional methods for baiting these big walleyes. Going one step further, with a little fresh water, Persiform
Is
perfume.
that on a crawler?
Nope, 4-inch minnow.
Oh, it's kind of warm.
Finally, some blue sky.
Yeah.
Anyone that knows me knows I'm a competitive person, so I'm always looking for any advantage I can get. If it's custom painted crankbaits or even custom airbrush, spinner blades. But one of the biggest advantages I think that's often overlooked is sense. And one thing I like to do, especially before I even get out on the water, is, you know, doctoring up my gulp with this gulp marinade. You know, this is a highly concentrated formula. It's in a small bottle. You only need a few drops per bag or per container. And, you know, I put a few drops in per bag. I have the 4-inch gulp minnow here and some minnow flavor, Gulp Alive marinade. This really supercharges your gulp, changes a whole new scent that it, you know, that was originally made for it, and really gets more bites.
Hot topics, leading information, and tackle and techniques to make you a better angler. Presented by Mercury.
When people start looking at engines for their boat, you know, the most common things to think about is, well, how fast will it make it go? You know, how well will it perform in rough water? How good of a hole shot does it have? And those are all very important things in your engine. But one factor that you might want to consider, which I think is especially important for walleye anglers, is how quiet is that engine? I spend a ton of time doing just what I am right now, even before I go fishing, just looking for fish, searching for fish. And the one thing that I'd like to do is when I actually do see some fish, I'd like to fish for them. If you have a noisy engine, even in 20, 25 feet of water, a noisy engine goes over walleyes, they will spook. And what I found by using this Verado, the super quiet 4-stroke Verado, is that I can actually grab fish even down in 12, 13, 15 feet of water and still go back and fish those fish right away. So I've been really impressed with the big Verados, how quiet they are. One boat I recently used was a littler boat with the new Mercury 115 4-stroke, and I was amazed how quiet that thing is. So when you're out looking for an engine, yeah, make it go fast, yeah, make it have a great hole shot, but make sure you're looking for a nice quiet engine so you can look for walleyes and turn right around and catch them.
A careful balance of boat control choices and technique has made this oversized river jigging presentation a slower but steady success.
That's the spot. We're gonna catch like 3 of them.
It'd be good.
For working big walleyes out of the sprawling structure lining the banks of the Ontonagon River in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, both professional tournament champions Gary Parsons and Korey Sprengel have been able to take advantage of the fact during this time of year that big walleyes are known for lurking in the tributaries of Lake Superior.
Oh, there's a pretty nice one, huh? Wow.
How'd he hit it?
I put the jig down and I lifted and he was just there. I never even felt the bite.
This bite, overall, has been a great example of an inexpensive, challenging, but engaging river jigging approach that is open to anyone to come and explore.
It was a good thing you were fast on the net because the way it was hooked and as screwed up as my hook set was, we're lucky to get them.
Yeah, in 6 feet of water, they come fast, and you know, having that net handy is so key. You know, in these river situations, without being able to get them in the wood and get them out of the wood quick. Oh, there's one, Gary.
It's like a big one, huh?
It's a good one. Oh, it's big. It's big, Gary.
We're going right towards those trees, Korey.
It's a big one. Gary, this is big.
It's big. Keep him on the trees, because we're going right to him. Holy man. You gotta get it up because he's getting in the tree. Oh! Oh my goodness! You did it before we hit the branches.
I mean, look at this.
Oh, look at the size of this one. He's a big boy. Holy man. Wow. He must have really smacked
He
it
just,
too, huh?
you know, throttled it. You know, these fish don't mess around in that wood.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he wasn't coming off either.
I'm gonna take a picture of you with this one. This is a good fish.
Man,
it rested right on the tree perfectly too. Doesn't get any better than that. Yeah, it's a nice cool day. We can take a quick snapshot of this guy.
I mean, you won't miss that bite, Gary. I mean, when they hit that, especially a big profile bait, I mean, they just crush it.
Hammer it. Perfect. Got it. Oh yeah, it's a good shot. What a beautiful fish.
Get this big girl back.
Here she goes. These fish are wild. He just took right off.
I mean, they hit it hard and they fight hard. I mean, it's, you know, that jolt of the rod is impressive. You're not gonna miss many bites.
It's amazing. I mean, when they hit it, they just throttle it. But I mean, look at it's kind of a cool day today, which is nice. With time to take a photo, you fought them hard and you actually had to horse it right out of the timber. We got it up, got a good photo, and it just blasted away. I mean,
they're full of energy, you know, like warm water, you know, shallow water, it doesn't get much better for fighting action there.
I've fished all over the place for walleyes, but this is fun.
This is really fun.
We're going to break out. Let's try it again. It's a bass. It's a bass, no, a bass.
Sense to baits that didn't have sense or changing some sense that, you know, have too much sense.
Come on, you river monsters from the deep. Or you're just going for the meatball.
You know, I'm like it, you know, I'm saying you know again, right?
The next bite would like to thank Korey Sprengel and Don Scott, owner of the Scott Superior Inn Cabins on the shore of Lake Superior, near the Porcupine Mountains. For GPS coordinates, contact info, and more, visit westernup.com/Scotts.